Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Eddie Berrios from the Bronx, newly known as Ed TV. Coming soon. Hey, I wanted to talk today. I have a blogger. Her name is Baharani Moon. She's a Puerto Rican female blogger on social media, also on YouTube, and she asked me an important question today. She said something to me that nobody's ever asked me. She said, I noticed that you're a Puerto Rican man who's on YouTube talking about colorism. She saw, some of the back and forth with me and Rashida Strober. And she asked me, I'm curious, what are your views on colorism? And that was so interesting because nobody's ever asked me that, And I have a history of dealing with racism and colorism, of course. I'm a Latino. That's what we call Puerto Rican and black mixed people in New York City. We call them Latinos. I don't know if a lot of you people know that. So I suffered racism and colorism, my whole life growing up. And because of my mixed race, black and Hispanic, I grew up with racism and colorism, and it made me stronger. It didn't make me insecure. It did make me feel unsafe at times. But let's be real, people of color have many more important reasons to feel unsafe about, and I don't think colorism is one of them. I grew up. I'm an avid smoker. I'm trying to quit. I quit once for 4 years and I got back on, but that's another story. Anyways, I grew up in Bushwick, Brooklyn. I don't know if a lot of people know about Bushwick. It's all black and Puerto Ricans. We all grew up the same. We grew up together. We were poor together. We got in a lot of trouble together. To the racists, there was no difference. We were all niggers to them. And to the blacks in Brooklyn, the blacks in Bushwick, Brooklyn, most of all Brooklyn, they called the Puerto Rican people island niggers. They called us wetbacks. They called us banana boats. But I didn't take that shit personal. That shit didn't faze me because growing up, fucking kids will say whatever they have to say to hurt your feelings. If you're dark, they're gonna call you a jigaboo. If you're light skinned, they're gonna call you wanna be white. They're gonna call you, Octoroom, they're gonna call you a whole bunch of shit. That's what they did, like the stories that Rashida Strober tells in some of her videos, and in her book, she talks about her school days and how they called her Blackie and Jigaboo and Jungle Bunny, and she really speaks like it only happened to her. Every story that she tells in her books and videos have already been told a million times by many other black activists and authors since the 1900s. They all went through this. Back when I was a kid in Bushwick High School, we called everybody names. We made fun of the Chinese kids. We made fun of the Puerto Rican kids. My family from Puerto Rico, they come from San Juan. But in Puerto Rico, we got what we call jibaros. These are the country Puerto Ricans. They're black. They're dark. Colorism exists in Puerto Rico too. They did the same shit, going against each other. So, and another thing, when I was 10 years old when Rashida was born, I've heard everything she speaks of. Every topic she covers in her videos have been done already before she was born. Jesus. I mean, I get why she does what she does, because it pays the bills, And if you as a black person don't have certain hang-ups about colorism, to people like Rashida Strober, you're not really black for some reason. She says it. You're not black. If you're a black man dating a light-skinned woman, oh, you're not really black. I mean, it's crazy. So, to me, from my experience and my 52 years in America around black people. My wife is darker than Rashida Strober. I can tell you straight off the back, she's darker than Rashida Strober. She went through a whole bunch of bullshit, but she's never felt ostracized by colorism. She's one of those, if you don't like it, kiss my ass. That's her way. That's the way Puerto Ricans deal with racism and colorism as well. We don't give a shit. It's not gonna change my life because you don't like the color of my skin, or you don't like me because I'm too brown, or I'm not white enough. Who gives a fuck what you think? I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna pay my bills, I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna be happy. It seems like a lot of American blacks are easily manipulated by colorism. Rashida Strober instills insecurity to young dark women, and she's very convincing. She makes them angry and insecure with her rhetoric. And then she turns around and offers them the cure. At a cost, of course. You know? It's a business to her. You know? And what's her cure? Buy my books and buy tickets to my show. That's the cure. You know? That's the cure. And I feel sorry for them, for the ones who fall for it. She's made lab rats of them. She makes you sick, and now she's gonna cure you and inject you with her experimental medicine, which is her show and her seminars. At a cost, of course. Why is it that black people need a leader? Why do you accept opportunistic people to represent you? And a lot of you know they're doing it. What do you do when they're gone? These people come represent you and then they're gone. Where are you now? You're stuck. You know, I have the best of both worlds. I have a Latino family that's huge, and I have a black family that's huge. I have the best of both. I have never in my life been told by another Puerto Rican person that I'm not really Latino because of my black background. No Puerto Rican, no Latino ever in their life has told me you're not really Latino. But I get that a lot. I've gotten that a lot. And I still get that today by many black people. Why is that? Why is this a trend with black people? Telling people who are obviously part of black culture that they're not really black. That's like a poison. That's right there. Those are the insecurities instilled in black people by other black people. That's a fact. Tiger Woods, half black, half Asian. When he does well, black people won't hesitate to claim him as one of their own. But when he fucks up, nah, that nigga's Asian. What is that? That's a poison. They don't do that on their own. They get it from other black people. And that's a huge problem. That's one of the main problems why colorism within the black community will never, ever go away. Ever. I don't care how many activists, even activists that have the greatest intentions that are actually trying to help, will never change you. A lot of American blacks think that Latinos in America got it good. And that's a bunch of bullshit. I see a lot of comments, oh, Spanish people have it great. No, we don't. The difference is that we don't fucking make a big deal out of the bullshit. You know, we get the shit from other Latinos. We get the shit from black people. Think about it. In the 1960s, when the Puerto Ricans first came to live in the United States, we were the new niggas. We were the new niggas. poor as fuck, couldn't get jobs, jailed at a rate the same as blacks for bullshit charges. Sound familiar? The same shit. After that, Dominicans came, the Mexicans came. And still today, Mexicans are treated like total shit because of their color and race. You know, but Harani Moon said it best. People only say that I'm not black because I don't bend to the will of certain narratives that are spewed by people like Rashida Strober. Just like Rashida Strober calling out light-skinned blacks and dark-skinned blacks who date light blacks or dark blacks or vice versa, or even other races. They won't bend to the will of her narrative. Excuse me. You know, and when Miss Moon asked me what my personal views on colorism are, I do. I have a lot of personal views on colorism. Let me tell you something. Puerto Ricans can't tell me I don't know what's up with Puerto Ricans. Black people can't tell me I don't know what's up with black people. I am both. You understand? I lived it. I saw it. Okay? So I am both. You know, a lot of blacks today that are born with a silver spoon up their ass are screaming about slavery and my ancestors this. You motherfuckers can't even name your ancestors. Most of them can't even name one ancestor. Complaining how hard it was for slavery. You don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. You were born with a silver spoon up your ass. You were born in a house with electricity and heat. You wasn't forced to work. Mama worked and took care of you. My personal views on colorism of yesteryear and today, they very much differ. Because I feel that the activists of the 1990s used their activism for a greater purpose, for real freedom and fairness. They didn't preach separation of light-skinned and dark-skinned blacks. They preached union. They preached for black in general to come together as one whole. Even back then, they said that colorism would end if black people just did that. Today's activists, most of them lost that message a long time ago. Not all of them, but most of them. The yesteryear activists didn't do it for profit and fame. Today's activists, it's all about profit. It's all about YouTube likes and views and subscribers. Shadeism, color struck, colorphobia. Those were the original terms from the 1860s up to 1988. That's when Alice Walker came in. Actually, in 1983, Alice Walker was coined by the people with colorism. She never says, I invented colorism, I did colorism, I'm the first to do colorism. No, she was coined by the people. And then, now, today in the 20th century, one woman who said she was 20 years old when she created colorism by way of darkism. Yeah, I know. It's comical. It's funny. So, with all this shit, where do we go from here? What's to be done now? So, how do we beat colorism? I have many ideas and thoughts on how colorism can be beat. And this is the only way it can be beat. There is no other way. There is no seminar. There is no video. There is no dark woman's revenge show that's going to teach you how to beat colorism. Those people just make you hate. So, number one, stop supporting those who praise one skin tone and not the other. It's that simple. Stop supporting those who praise one skin tone and not the other. Number two, don't support those who speak badly against women or those that seek women as objects. How do you support a black woman who's talking shit about black men and black women? That's not colorism. That's colorist. There's a big difference. Look it up. Number 3. People like Rashida Strober's beat might be banging to your ears and you like that shit. But you have to listen to the real message within her song, because the message may be subconsciously affecting you. 4. Negative opinions against your brother or sisters makes you a colorist, not a colorism activist. 5. Stop allowing dark skin versus light skin colorist bullshit to get into your psyche. I want to tell you women, you dark women, that Rashida Strober supposedly speaks for, and her message is bullshit. Because let me tell you something about Rashida Strober's messages. They're personal opinions. They're things that happened to her. She wants to instill that into you. And it's not you. Because every one man that doesn't find you beautiful, dark-skinned women, for every one man that doesn't find you beautiful, you will find 10 that do. And you know this. You dark-skinned sisters, you know this. You walk around in the streets, you take the train, you take the bus, you take it. How many motherfuckers are just in your shit, just hitting you? No matter what you look like. You could be fat, you could be skinny, you could be tall, you could be short. Short hair, long hair, weave. They always come at you. Because women in general are beautiful. Dark, light, short, it doesn't matter. You could walk around with a crutch with one motherfucking leg and you'll find 100 niggas that still want to get with you. So don't let Rashida's bullshit fucking rot your brain, because it's bullshit and it's just opportunistic shit. She's offering you this bullshit fantasy cure for an ailment, and she doesn't have a cure. She has a cure for herself financially. And number 6 is simple. Support your sisters and brothers, light or dark. You follow these steps that I just told you, and you can see how happy you can really become. And any information you need about real colorism issues, you can find for free. You can go to a library. You can go online. It's there. It's there for you. Beyond 1998, Rashida didn't fucking start anything. She didn't invent anything, not even online. All this information about true colorism. Because what Rashida, my sister's name's Rosita. I said Rosita. What Rashida Strober preaches is colorist bullshit. It's not colorism. And we as people of color, oh my God, we have so much more fucking problems that we have to worry about. So much more than this bullshit. It's not supposed to be us against us. You know? How does that work? How do you eradicate colorism if... Remember these steps. Listen to this video again. Listen to it again. And this is sincerity from my heart. Because I don't like what's going on in the black community. Does it happen in the Spanish community? A little bit. Not as much. Because we don't have that. We don't have activists fighting for us and telling us how we should live and how we should do it. Oh, we should hate our light-skinned or dark-skinned brothers. Oh, I hate Manuel because his wife is black. He's not a real Puerto Rican. We don't do that. The Asians don't do it. The Puerto Ricans don't do it. The Dominicans don't do it. Why are the blacks doing it? Why are you doing that to yourselves? Stop following colorist ideology. Rashida is not doing colorism. She lost that message a long time ago. Like I said, drama sells, being controversial sells, and she knows this. She's an actress, she's an entrepreneur, and this is basically a business for her. This is a business. The difference is the cure, you know, she inflicts the disease and then offers you the cure. Colorists, people who do real colorism and dark skin activism to get people together, they just give you the cure. But no, she gives you the disease first, then she gives you the cure. This is Eddie Berrios from the Bronx, and I hope that a lot of smart people are listening to me today because this is important. Eddie Berrios. Ed TV. I love you all. God bless.